Your struggle is a setup, not a shutdown. Life will sometimes push you into corners you never asked to be in. You may find yourself staring at bills you never expected, wrestling with emotions you never planned to feel, and fighting battles you never signed up for. It may feel like everything is collapsing around you, and the first thought that rises in your mind is that you must be doing something wrong. But what if the very thing that looks like it's breaking you is actually building you? What if the place where you feel stuck is the ground where God is preparing something new to rise? You're not being buried, you're being planted. You're not being punished, you're being positioned. Struggle has a strange way of disguising your destiny. It doesn't show up dressed in victory colors. It doesn't announce, "I'm here to uplift you." No, it comes wrapped in frustration, covered in confusion, heavy with disappointment. It makes you question your worth, doubt your purpose, and wonder if your prayers are simply hitting the ceiling. But greatness is rarely born in comfort. Diamonds don't shine without pressure, gold isn't purified without fire, and warriors aren't made without a fight. The resistance you feel is not the end. It is evidence that there is something worth fighting for within you. Pressure doesn't come to your life unless there's something valuable inside you that needs to be revealed. You might not understand why certain people walked away, why doors closed, why opportunities collapsed right when you thought you were ready. You might be asking, why now, why me, why this? But the very thing that seems to have gone wrong could be the exact thing that's going right. You're being redirected, reshaped, and refined for what's coming. When a seed goes into the ground, it disappears into darkness. It cracks open, breaks apart, and seems destroyed. Yet it isn't dying, it's transforming. You may feel like you're in a dark season, like something in you is cracking, like life is pushing you beyond your ability. But sometimes what you call breaking, God calls blooming. When you're in the midst of a struggle, you might be tempted to shrink, to surrender, to let discouragement make decisions for you. But don't bow to the battle. Stand in it, grow in it, learn from it. Let it stretch you instead of stopping you. Your challenge is not there to crush you. It is there to introduce you to the stronger you, the wiser you, the more focused you. You cannot become what you are destined to be by staying who you are right now. Adversity is not an obstacle to your future, it is the bridge to it. So don't misinterpret your current situation. What looks like a setback may be the exact preparation your destiny requires. You're not losing, you're learning, you're not stuck. You're being strengthened, you're not forgotten, you're being formed. Hold on, keep believing, keep building. Your struggle is not here to shut your life down. It came to set you up for breakthrough, promotion, and purpose beyond what you can see. Your struggle is not your ending. It is evidence that something greater is unfolding. Faith is proven in the fire, not in the comfort zone. Anyone can believe when the sun is shining, when prayers are answered quickly, when success comes easily, and when life lines up exactly the way we expect. Confidence is simple when the ground beneath your feet is steady. But real faith, the kind that transforms you, matures you, and elevates you, is revealed when the wind is raging, when resources are scarce, when friends disappear, when answers are delayed, and when you're forced to stand on promises you cannot yet see. Faith is not proven by what you receive. It's proven by what you continue to believe even when you haven't received anything at all. There are seasons where God will allow you to walk through circumstances that test your trust, not because He wants to break you, but because He wants to strengthen what you believe about Him. When life gets difficult, when prayers seem unanswered, when the path becomes unclear, that is when your faith is being stretched. A faith that is never tested is a faith that cannot be trusted. Just like muscles grow under tension, your spiritual strength grows through resistance. If life never challenged you, you would never discover what God could do through you. It is easy to praise when doors open, but can you praise when they close? It is easy to worship when everything makes sense, but can you still worship when nothing adds up? Can you walk with God when His direction is unclear? Can you trust His timing even when it feels late? Faith is not the language of comfort. It is the language of courage. It is not built in ease, it is built in endurance. True faith doesn't just celebrate the blessing, it survives the burden. Think about gold in the furnace. When gold is placed in fire, the heat doesn't destroy it. It reveals what does not belong in it. The fire exposes impurities, melts away what is weak, and strengthens what is valuable. In the same way, hardships don't come to end you, but to refine you. The fire you're facing is not against you. It's working for you. It is eliminating what cannot go with you into your future. Fear, doubt, insecurity, unhealthy habits, and shallow belief. God doesn't refine who you pretend to be. He refines who you truly are. Sometimes you think God is silent because He's distant, but many times He's silent because He's shaping you. The teacher is often quiet during the test. In those quiet moments when heaven feels still and answers seem delayed, your faith is learning to stand without feelings, to trust without evidence, to believe without reassurance. That is where strength is born. That is where spiritual maturity grows. So when you're walking through the fire, don't run away, don't grumble, and don't collapse in fear. Instead, recognize what the struggle is doing. It is refining you, purifying you, toughening you, deepening your trust, and preparing you for a greater level of blessing and purpose. You are not being tested to expose your weakness. You are being tested to reveal your strength. The fire that surrounds you today is the very fire that will prove your faith tomorrow. Stay firm, stay faithful. The fire will not finish you. It will shape you into who God created you to be. Don't bow to the battle. Grow through it. Life is not a gentle teacher. It doesn't whisper lessons in comfort. Instead, it introduces you to challenges that seem too heavy, opposition that feels unfair, and obstacles that appear impossible. The battle you are facing right now might be the greatest you've ever encountered. It might feel like the enemy is pressing on every side, attacking your mind, your peace, your finances, your relationships, or even your purpose. But battles are not there for you to surrender to them. They are there for you to grow stronger through them. What you choose to do in the fight determines who you become after it. You can let the battle break you, or you can let it build you. You can let it drain you, or you can let it develop you. Pressure has the power to change you, but you must decide how it changes you. Most people want victory without effort, growth without discomfort, blessings without responsibility. But you cannot conquer what you are unwilling to confront. You cannot rise above what you refuse to wrestle with. If you run from the fight, you run from your future. If you let discouragement dictate your decisions, it will rob you of destiny. Growth requires engagement. Strength requires resistance. Every challenge is a classroom, and every struggle teaches something that comfort never could. If everything came easy, you would never learn resilience. If everyone supported you, you would never learn to depend on God. If doors opened without delay, you would never learn patience. Battles do not just shape your outcome, they shape your character. They prepare you to handle what you're believing for. How can you carry the blessing if you can't carry the burden? How can you steward influence if you cannot survive pressure? The battle isn't blocking your purpose. It is preparing you for it. Sometimes the enemy isn't fighting you because of where you are, but because of where you're going. The attack is a signal that something valuable is inside you. He sees potential you haven't even recognized yet. He sees strength being formed that you haven't fully realized. Your fight is proof that your future is meaningful. So, don't mistake warfare for weakness. Don't assume that because you're tired, you're done. Growth often feels like exhaustion before it looks like progress. When life hits hard, your response matters. You can complain, collapse, or compromise, or you can stand, learn, and rise. Growth happens when you decide to keep moving, even though the journey hurts. It happens when you keep believing, even when the answer hasn't come. It happens when you choose purpose over comfort, discipline over excuses, and faith over feelings. Strength is not developed on the days you feel strong. It's built on the days you feel weak but won't quit. So don't bow to the pressure, don't bow to the fear, don't bow to the frustration. Stand tall in your storm, let the struggle stretch you, let the challenge train you, let the battle deepen your character, sharpen your discernment, and strengthen your spirit. What is fighting you is teaching you. What is opposing you is growing you. The very thing trying to stop you will end up shaping you. Grow through it, and you will come out stronger than you ever were before. Your pain holds a hidden purpose. Sometimes life presses on parts of you that you never expected to feel, and it can be confusing when you're doing your best. Yet everything feels heavy. You try to stay positive, you try to stay faithful, you try to do what's right, and still you find yourself hurting, emotionally, spiritually, and even physically. It leaves you wondering why the things that should be working are breaking instead, why the people who should stay are walking away, and why the plans you prayed for are not unfolding the way you imagined. Pain has a way of blinding you in the moment, making it hard to recognize anything beyond what you feel. But pain is never wasted. It is never random. It is never without direction. There is something hidden inside what you're going through. Pain has a language that comfort cannot speak. When everything is easy, you learn appreciation, but when things hurt, you learn identity. Pain teaches you who you really are, what you really believe, and where your true strength comes from. Growth rarely happens in the places where you feel safe. It happens in the places where you feel stretched. Your deepest lessons are delivered through discomfort, not delight. And though pain feels like an enemy, many times it is the messenger that reveals what is broken, what needs healing, what needs changing, and what needs to be released from your life. Sometimes pain is protection. You think you lost something, but you were actually being saved from something. You think a door closed unfairly, but it kept you from entering a room that would have damaged your destiny. You think a relationship ended, but you were being freed from someone who could not handle where you're going. You think an opportunity slipped away, but God was blocking a path that would have derailed your purpose. You feel the sting, but you don't see the shield. Pain often protects you from what your eyes cannot yet perceive. Other times pain is preparation. It stretches your capacity to handle more. It strengthens your patience, sharpens your discernment, and deepens your empathy. You can never lead people if you don't understand suffering. You can't help someone else if you've never been broken yourself. Your story carries power not because of what went right, but because of what you survived. Every tear teaches you something. Every setback strengthens something within you. Every heartbreak produces wisdom that you could not gain any other way. And sometimes pain is promotion. After you've gone through something that took everything out of you, you don't come out the same. You come out wiser. You come out stronger. You come out clearer about who you are and what you're called to do. Pain pushes you out of places you would have stayed too long. It disrupts what is comfortable so you can step into what is greater. It strips away what is superficial so you can walk in what is significant. It breaks you open the way a seed breaks underground, not to destroy you, but to release what was trapped inside you. So don't despise your pain. Don't rush out of it. Don't assume it's punishment. Look closer, and you'll see purpose wrapped inside the discomfort. You may not understand it now, but when the healing comes, when the breakthrough arrives, when the strength within you rises, you'll realize the pain was working for you, not against you. What hurt you is shaping you, what broke you is building you, and what you thought would end you is preparing you for a future greater than anything you've imagined. Your pain has a purpose, and it is leading you somewhere powerful. Strength is born in silence before it's seen in victory. There are seasons when God will draw you into a place where noise fades, people fall back, opportunities slow down, and everything around you feels still. It's not punishment, it's not abandonment, it's preparation. Silence can be uncomfortable because we're used to motion, affirmation, applause, and constant noise. We measure progress by activity, not realization. We think we're moving forward only when life is loud with results, relationships, and recognition. But silence is the workshop where God shapes character, clarifies purpose, and strengthens the soul. If you don't learn to value the quiet, you will miss the growth that happens when nobody is watching. Before every public miracle, there is a private molding. Strength doesn't develop on platforms. It develops in hidden places where nobody sees your tears, nobody hears your prayers, and nobody knows your battles. This is where real transformation takes place. It's easy to look powerful in front of people, but power isn't proven in front of them. It's produced away from them. Think of a tree. Its branches are visible, but its strength is in the roots underground, unseen, silent, and deep. Before you stand tall in victory, God digs deep into your life to anchor you in purpose, so you won't be uprooted when pressure comes. In silence, things that distracted you begin to fall away. You start to recognize what matters and what was only noise. You begin to see who is really for you and who was only there for what you could offer. Quiet seasons expose motives, refine desires, and realign priorities. You may feel lonely, but you're not alone. You feel paused, but you're being prepared. You feel invisible, but God is investing in you. Silence is where clarity forms. When everything else quiets, you finally hear what God has been saying all along. Yet silence can be confusing because it feels like nothing is happening. You pray, and it seems God isn't answering. You work, and you don't see results. You obey, and doors still don't open. But a seed buried in soil doesn't look like it's growing either. It sits in darkness, unseen, unnoticed, and untouched by the world above it. Yet beneath the surface, change is taking place. The shell is breaking, roots are forming, potential is awakening. Just because you don't see growth doesn't mean growth isn't happening. Silence is not stagnation, it is germination. The problem is we want the spotlight without the solitude. We want triumph without transformation. We want elevation without preparation. But if you get success without strength to sustain it, the blessing becomes a burden. God hides you so you can handle what will later be handed to you. Private strengthening protects you from public collapsing. What you gain in silence safeguards what you will celebrate in victory. So don't try to rush out of your quiet season. Don't misinterpret isolation as rejection. Don't assume delays mean denial. Stay present in the silence. Lean into it. Let God deepen your roots, sharpen your mind, stabilize your heart, and fortify your spirit. Because when the time comes and He elevates you, people will see the victory, but they'll never know the silent battles, the lonely discipline, and the quiet nights of faith that built the strength. Behind it, victory is always loud, but strength is always born in silence. Let the silence develop you. Your breakthrough will show what the silence produced. Your breakthrough is not coming, it has already begun. Most people think a breakthrough is something that suddenly appears out of nowhere, an unexpected miracle that drops into your life overnight. But breakthrough doesn't start when the blessing shows up. It begins the moment you choose to stand, to believe, to trust, and to keep moving when everything in you feels like giving up. Breakthrough is not the end of the fight. It is the shift that happens in your spirit before the victory ever becomes visible. You don't wait for a breakthrough to believe. You believe until the breakthrough becomes undeniable. You can't measure breakthrough by what you see around you, because breakthrough always begins inside you. Long before God changes your situation, He changes your mindset, your heart, your endurance, and your expectations. Something shifts in your thinking. You start to see struggle differently. You stop panicking over what you can't control. You stop depending on people who can't carry your future. You stop running from life and start rising in faith. That shift is the beginning of breakthrough. Breakthrough doesn't just open doors, it opens your eyes. There are times when nothing around you looks different, but something within you rises up and refuses to quit. You may still have bills to pay, still have a broken heart, still be healing from disappointment, still be waiting on the job, the answer, or the relationship, but you're not discouraged like you used to be. You're not scared like you were before. You're not hopeless the way you once felt. You're standing with a new strength, a clarity you didn't have before, a determination that didn't come from you, and that spiritual change is proof that your breakthrough is already in motion. When a baby is being born, the mother feels pain long before she sees the child. Contractions increase, discomfort intensifies, pressure grows not because something is wrong, but because something is being delivered. Pain intensifies right before something new arrives. Pressure increases right before purpose is released. Breakthrough is not quiet. It shakes things, disrupts things, and presses on places that feel uncomfortable. Your pain may actually be the final push of what God is bringing to life. Don't confuse discomfort with defeat. Don't assume frustration means failure. Breakthrough almost always begins in chaos. Seeds sprout beneath dirt. Caterpillars transform inside darkness. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Babies are delivered through pain. Every transformation requires a breaking, a shifting, a stretching. You may feel like things are being torn apart, but that tearing is making room for something new to come forth. The delay you're experiencing is not a denial, it's preparation for a greater manifestation. Many people wait for the miracle to celebrate, but faith celebrates before it sees. Faith shouts while the walls are still standing. Faith praises before the answer arrives. Faith believes while the storm is still raging. When you choose to walk in faith, you move from hoping for a break through to living as if it is guaranteed. That confidence, that peace, that resilience, that unshakable trust, that is the beginning of breakthrough. So don't wait for the final outcome to shift your attitude. Don't wait for the open door to walk in confidence. Don't wait for the miracle to praise. Stand strong now, believe now, keep working now, keep praying now, keep sowing now. Your breakthrough has already begun because the God who started it is already guiding it. The change is happening. The answer is unfolding. The victory is forming. What you decided in your spirit has already started moving in your future. Your breakthrough isn't coming, you're already in it. Keep walking and watch it unfold.